Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylee and I'm an INFJ 9 Wing 1. So today I am starting a new series where I am interviewing all the different types and wing combinations. So today I'm going to be interviewing a friend, Colby, who is a 1 Wing 9 self-preservation type. So today we are going to get to know what it is like to be a 1 Wing 9. Before you go, I hope you will like and subscribe. That way you can see when I interview someone who shares your type. Also, check out the links in the description box below to visit my website. I would love to have an appointment with you, get to know you, help talk you through the Enneagram, and get to know yourself. Also, check out my Instagram in the description box below. I post frequent polls where you guys can help me decide what kind of content I'm going to be creating for you guys to see. Also, for a couple of these videos, I would like to interview some of you guys. Whenever I am listing that I'm looking for a certain type to interview, I will make it known on that platform, and then we can get in contact and maybe you can be in a video with me. Alright guys, that is pretty much it. Let's get into the video. Today I'm here with Colby, who is a self-preservation 1 Wing 9, and today he's going to be answering some questions for us. So Colby, how did you find out what type you are?
My good friend Josh let me know. I did not know anything about the Enneagram or any of that before I met Josh, and he's filled me in a little bit. I'm very detail oriented. Everything has to be a specific way, and if it's not, I can kind of flip out. Anger is definitely an issue that I try to battle.
Yeah, and Josh is my husband, and I remember Josh talking to me about Colby, and he was like, I don't know what type this guy is. He's just like me, but he's not. And after, like, I don't know, a couple weeks, Josh was like, I think he's a 1, I think so. And then I remember, like, when I met you the first time, I was like, I have a suspicion you might be onto something. Okay, what do you consider to be your biggest achievement?
Marrying my beautiful wife, Baylor. I had to think about it a little bit.
What are your 3 best qualities?
I'm hardworking, very detail-oriented, and I'm quite organized.
That is true. I've seen your backpack. When do you feel the most confident, and when do you feel the most insecure?
I feel the most confident when I'm well organized, I'm well put together. I'm actually most insecure when it's the opposite of that, when maybe something around me or something on me or something with me isn't necessarily put together well, whether it be like my backpack. If something's not in the right place, then I don't feel comfortable. But if everything is where it should be, then I'm a lot more productive, and I'm a lot more confident and secure.
Yeah, and it's so funny because, I mean, you can see around my house, there's just a couple things that are just not quite right or quite where they ought to be, and I very easily can just like tune it out and look over it and not have a problem with it.
And something about me is, it's not necessarily if it's other people's things, it's only like stuff I view as my possessions. If it's my possession, I have to have it a certain way, but if it's other people's,
Yeah. Yeah, and that, I guess it makes sense, like where you live.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing with like the self-preservation ones. They, they're kind of focusing on, how do I fix myself? I'm trying to fix myself. I'm trying to be perfect. Where some of the other ones are like, I already have arrived. Let me show you how to be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, what does your inner critic tell you?
I'm not organized enough. That stuff is not put together. I'm not working hard enough. That's a big one. And then honestly, it drives me to where a lot of people say I take it too far, like working overnights and stuff while going to school full time. But I feel like less of a person if I'm just not constantly doing something and almost running myself to the ground.
Yeah, I work with someone who is a type 1, and she is constantly moving and doing stuff. Like, there'll be nothing to do, and she'll be restocking shelves, or there's nothing to restock. Like, what are you doing? You're just like moving stuff. And she'll be like dusting. I'm like, there's no dust. She's like, I have to do something. I'm like, okay, go have fun.
I have a need to feel productive.
Yeah.
Or I have a need to feel like I'm actually getting something done and not just wasting my time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that like threes can be similar to that and eights, but eights, no offense to eights, I don't think there's as much of a need to be productive as much as there's a need to be doing. What is the best feeling and the worst feeling?
Ooh, the best feeling is completing a task that to the best of your ability. Like when I in school, when I complete a project, like say accounting or something, when I've completed a project that I know is done to the best of my ability, and I've overseen every possible thing that could be wrong with it, and I know that it is 100% correct. What's the worst feeling? Being told I'm wrong.
Being told you're wrong.
Being told something that I thought was perfect isn't necessarily that I'm opposed to criticism, but when I feel like I'm right, I feel like I'm right. And
Yeah.
it's a bad feeling when someone tells me I'm not.
Yeah, and I mean, it can be difficult. Like, do you start second guessing yourself?
A little bit. And more or less, yeah, second guessing, I would consider it second guessing. I go over my work a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Which I guess would be a form of second guessing, like, oh, I got to check to make sure I didn't miss this, I didn't miss this, I didn't miss this. So yes, I would say I second guess myself.
Fives, like my brother Harrison is a five, and you can critique something he said, and it will make him upset, but he's not upset that maybe his information is wrong. He's upset that you can't seem to understand what he's saying. He's like, I am right, you're just dumb. You're not able to understand.
For me, it's more like when someone says that, if what they're saying is right and I am truly wrong, I'm fine with accepting that, but it's the idea of me being wrong.
Yeah, I know a lot of ones have a hard time with apologies.
Yeah.
What keeps you up at night?
If the salt is not in the right place, Baylor.
When one goes to 7.
What keeps me up at night is the idea of stuff needing to be done, and me not doing it. Whether it be financially or around the house or something. Like for me, I'm thinking I have this is my off day. I'm off 1 day a week, but I have such and such money to go to until I'm able to pay for my school. Why am I not working right now and getting it done? That's what keeps me up at night.
Yeah.
Is the idea of something not getting done that needs to be done.
And you are working 3 jobs right now?
Yeah, 3.
Yeah. And you are working like through the night. No.
Yeah, through the night, yeah.
Yeah. What do you like to do to unwind?
I like to be outdoors, away from my things, so I'm not so focused on everything being right. I like to kind of separate myself from my possessions, so that way I'm not so focused on like, oh, this has to be perfect, this has to be perfect. Rather, I can just enjoy what's around me. I also kind of unwind. I like to make people laugh. I like to be around my friends. When I think it's either I go from one extreme to another, where I'm so focused on small details and getting everything right, to I'm just going to go have fun with my friends and make them laugh and joke around all day. There's not really an in the middle there.
Yeah, well, that leads us to our next point. How do you see yourself going to your health and stress points? Ones go to 7 in health and 4 in stress.
Yeah, the 7 in health, definitely. Like when I'm hanging out with my friends, it goes to more less detail oriented, more kind of carefree, trying to make everybody laugh and get a rise out of everybody. And the stress points, it's more just, for me personally, I get just absolutely fanatical about the smallest details. Like on a school project, if an underline isn't in the right place, it's just like the end of the world. Who did this? Who messed this up?
Yeah, looking for names too. Who did this? Who did this? Yeah, I think shame types, the 2, the 3, and the 4 really have a hard time accepting responsibility, because then they're like, I already feel like I'm unlovable if I accept the responsibility for something, then I also did something wrong. I will never be able to be loved and accepted. But like the 8, the 9, and the 1 are kind of looking for who's responsible, not trying to like shift the blame, but because they really do believe someone else is responsible. Like, who the heck did this? I need names, I need to see them, and we need to talk about this. Okay, last thing, what are you tired of hearing people say about type 1s?
We're too fanatical about stuff being in the right place. Josh, I'm sorry that I like to have my labels facing forward in my cabinet. Everything that's said is true, so like I can't really argue with it, and I can't really have a problem. I can't deny who I am.
Yeah, that's so funny. So like 1 wing 9s are a lot more, well, they're a lot more reserved because they are a compliant type with a withdrawn wing, where I already interviewed the 1 wing 2, which is a compliant type with a compliant wing, and when I asked him what he was tired of hearing people say about 1s, he said that we're judgmental. He said, and why I don't like it is because they're right. I hate it. I was like, what, you think everyone who says that is an idiot? And he's like, yes. I was like, okay.
One thing I get tired of is when people say like, oh, you're too detail oriented. It's like, you're not detail oriented enough.
Yes, if you just cared about the little thing. Yeah. Well, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Nope.
Gotta go to work tonight.
Yep, we gotta go slave away. There's stuff to be done. There's money that needs to be raised.
Yes, okay. Well, thank you so much, Colby. I'm glad that you could make time to do this interview today.
Yes.
And I'm sure that there are some 1/9s out here who will appreciate it. And so guys, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos soon. And tell Colby how good of a job he did. Thank you. Bye.